Chief Twit Elon Musk has admitted to throttling news content on his social media platform, the platform formerly known as Twitter. User Paul Graham pointed this out in a post on Sunday. The deprioritization of tweets with links in them is Twitter's biggest flaw. I would argue that it's actually the Nazis that are there. That's a big flaw, but okay. It bothers me more than all the new right-wing trolls. Trolls I'm used to, but what draws me to Twitter is to find out what's going on, and you can't do that without links. Hey, you know what? That's fair. That's a good point. I mean, look, why did a lot of people go to Twitter in the first place? Not because of the fantastic atmosphere. No, it was because, hey, I can keep up with what's going on. We can do play by play. Why do you think it was very good for, political people? Because you could get like breaking news, like immediately. And so that was one of the big draws. Now, one of the ways they did it, of course, was by having links to, external news sources. Okay, whether it be right wing or establishment news, or even left wing. Okay, all of those links should be treated the same. Okay, now under Elon Musk, of course, they're not. They're not. So now, getting back to what Musk replied with. Okay, basically he's just like, look, man. Just write a description in the main post and put a link in the reply. All right? This just stops the lazy linking. The lazy linking. Just work around it, man. Stop being lazy. Right. Okay. Now, funny enough, that's what he wants people to think. All right? That look, you can work around it. It's fine. It doesn't have any impact whatsoever. But it does have an impact. Okay? Look, part of it is from a business standpoint. He owns the platform, and so he's trying to encourage users to post native content. All right, that makes sense. Videos, articles, native content, that makes a lot of sense. Having it, on his platform rather than linking to third-party sites. I get it. When it comes to social media, that's a business strategy. It could increase user engagement and discourage users from leaving the platform to go somewhere else. Back in 2023, there was a Washington Post analysis that revealed that X had imposed delays on links to rival platforms like Facebook, Blue Sky, and Substack, as well as news outlets such as the New York Times. These delays routed through X's t.co domain reportedly reduced traffic to targeted websites, potentially impacting their ad revenue. And by the way, for the advertisers that were still on X at the time, well, it helps you get more advertising revenue if people stay on your platform. So that makes sense, right? Now, the problem here is pretty obvious with X. Not only do you starve other websites of traffic and revenue, but create issues like, being able to put out massive amounts of bullshit disinformation. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Now, Facebook actually did the same thing. They also went on to completely deprioritize news and politics whatsoever, right? They wanted to completely scrub political content off their platform. Now, Musk did what he did for a different reason, okay? So not only is he trying to prioritize people coming to X, which, again, from a business standpoint, makes sense, but trying to boost right-wing news sources, okay? And we know the problem with a lot of right-wing news sources is that they're fake. They're fake news. They don't actually put out real information. I have no problem with having a conservative take on like a news story. I have a left-wing take on news stories. I think it's fine to have a conservative take on news stories as long as you argue on the facts, right? When it comes to some of the stuff, or I should say a lot of the stuff on the right wing, it's just made up. And that's really it. Litter boxes in classrooms because the kids identify as cats. Not a real story. Not a real story at all. Okay? No, it's something that they made up. and was spread on Twitter through, the account lives of TikTok with millions of followers. So that's a good example. Okay. So yeah, you're going to get fake news from these news sites, which is prioritized through the algorithm that Elon Musk set up. So that's a big problem. Okay. Now, media outlets and press freedom advocates, particularly in Europe, have been voicing concern over this, disinformation and the promotion of harmful content. And there are others that have just straight up left the platform. In fact, the backlash intensified as prominent outlets like The Guardian announced their departure from X, calling it a, quote, toxic information space. Yeah. And then, of course, you had a Swedish newspaper and Spain's Vanguardia. They quit X and said that they will not publish on a platform that promotes disturbing content. Now, Stephen Bernard, a specialist on media manipulation at Butler University in the U.S., said this, quote, I would expect more publishers to part ways with X. How many do so will likely depend on what actions X, Musk, and the Trump administration take with regard to media and journalism. Well, I would say they're not going to go in any good ways, I imagine. Okay? Not in a good direction, in a bad direction, because here's the thing. Elon Musk doesn't care about sharing actual information. He bought Twitter and literally turned it into a right-wing disinformation machine that he used to attack his political enemies. All because apparently he was just mad that his daughter transitioned. That's it. That's really it. I mean, transphobia just literally destroys your brain. Okay? Turns you into a massive right-winger. And look, he doesn't just go after his enemies. It also goes after government workers that are just doing their jobs. Last week, the Wall Street Journal reported that an ex-user known as Data Hazard shared a screenshot highlighting the role of Ashley Thomas, the Director of Climate Diversification at the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, saying this, quote, I don't think the U.S. taxpayer should pay for the employment of that role. Musk found that, reposted it, and adding the comment, quote, so many fake jobs, and got 33 million views out of it. What happened to the worker? Well, Musk's followers responded exactly the way that you would expect, by harassment. Harassment, threats, memes, going after Thomas, whose LinkedIn and Facebook pages now happen to be private. So Elon Musk just basically going after random government employees now. Now, the irony, of course, is, he's like, fake jobs. So many fake jobs. Really? You're doing a fake job. There is no Department of Government Efficiency. That's not a real government department. That's basically a commission, okay, with no actual governmental power. He and Vivek Ramaswamy are co-chairing a fake department with the goal of cutting government waste, which also happens to be largely a made-up narrative. Oh, government waste, fraud, and abuse. Is there? Is there? I mean, when it comes to, I don't know, waste, the biggest offender is the Pentagon, which, of course, it's going to be real difficult for, anyone to make cuts at the Pentagon, considering how Donald Trump wants to boost the military. Members of Congress want to boost the military, want to boost military spending. So, yeah, good luck with that. Okay, good luck with that. So, yeah, you can't get more ironic than co-chairing a fake department to do cuts that are, in an effort to go after something that is not real. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.